not trust even the sweetest refrain, but only trust and lean on Jesus' name. Some people don't get that. They think it's just something that we sing in a song. Christ is the only one I ever known in life to ever go to the cross and 3 days later get up. Over 5,000 saw him on that very day, and yet they try to play it down like it never happened. And 2,000 years later, the best-selling book is still a Bible. If it weren't true, then why does no man take an office in these United States without putting their hand on it and raising one hand and saying, by God? And yet they want to tell you there is no God. I think they got it twisted. I think the mystery of their madness is that they still worship idols. You know, the dollar that they make is the dollar that breaks us all. Because we're killing ourselves trying to get something that when we get it, we have to spend it faster than we got it. And then faster as we get it, we want more. Now all of a sudden we're chasing more to get more. And before you know it, all that you think you got you, and you got nothing. That'll catch up with somebody later. Paul is saying that all this knowledge that I had, because I was down with the Pharisees, all this stuff I had, all this stuff I was gaining, and yet when he finished in that fateful day on that road to Damascus, when he was knocked off his, okay, donkey. You know what it really said now. Children, I don't want to do an X-rated version. That's what they'll say. He was cursing. You see, that's because we teach our children so many lies and nonsense. They curse better than we can. They just don't do it where we can see them or hear them. We got the television raising them, you know, SpongeBob and the rest of them. And what's that other one? I can't even think of the name of the little round-haired kids they be talking, and the other one, you know them cartoons. Adult versions of humanistic reality, and we think of it as cartoons. The kids see you come and click them. Then we give them Xbox and want to know why they're talking like Fox. Okay. So when we begin to understand that we get caught up in all this other stuff and we let the people, places, and things tell us who we are and what we are, case in point. He can't take it. Dan lost his job today. Say he lost his job. Now he can't take care of the family. The wife is the only breadwinner. And watch the devil slip in. You ain't no man. You ain't taking care of your kids. You ain't no man. You can't pay the bills. That's a lie. You're just a man with no job. That's all. But when you let the world dictate to you and tell you who you are, then you ain't no man. If your manhood rests upon the things of this world, rather than the God that made you and told you who you were and whose you are. And I love the sister, but I just hate the fact that they let somebody lead them astray and call it feminists. Because some woman in the house got mad because her husband wouldn't help her with the laundry. And she created a movement that almost destroyed the church. That's why Paul said in the Old Testament, they would say, it was better. They made reference that they say, keep the women in the church and make them be silent, shut up, don't say nothing. You know, that'll get you in trouble in a hurry. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. But see, I'm going to tell you everything. I ain't going to tell you something. See, that's why some of our sisters submit to abuse and brutality. Because they think that's the way it is. My man loved me, though. I said, man, you hit my sister again, I'm going to show you what love is. I'm going to give him a beating like my mom used to. You know how they tell you, I'm doing this because I love you. So I'm going to hate me a little bit. This is food for the mind, food for the thoughts, food to bring you out of the dark and into the light. To go on, it says, and be found in him, this is 9, to be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is the law. Too many of us still under the law. We still think that when we do this or do that, that we're going to go to hell, that we're being judged, that we're being condescended, and no matter what I do, I can't get it right, so I might as well just go on and go to hell and get it over with. That's the devil been talking and whispering in your ear. That's the devil telling you that bill that you can't pay because they're calling you every night and you don't even want to answer your phone no more. That's why you got call ID. Oh, it's the bill collector. Okay. If you can't pay it, they can't get you for it. What they going to do? You ain't getting no more credit. I shouldn't have got the credit to begin with. I wouldn't be in this mess if I didn't have the credit. Didn't the good book tell you don't be in the system? You should not be paying interest? But we don't catch that. I tell you, if you suffer for 3 years and then learn to suffer for 7, you'll never suffer again in a day in your life. If you live within your means and the little you got coming in, if you're willing to suffer for 3 years, you'll never suffer again. Yep. And if you find that what you got in the bank and when you need money, borrow your own money and pay yourself back, you have no problem. You pay them, don't you? Pastor, I don't know what you're talking about. If you live within your means, and you know that this is all you got coming and this is all you can afford, that's what you spend, and you find that you make that go a long way. Because I came out of a family of 10. My mother was a mathematician. I ain't went to nobody's math school. She'd make $1 scream.
Stretch it a long way.
She'd make it go a long, somebody just said it, make it go a long way. But see, we're trying to impress people, places, and things. We're trying to do what they say. We're trying to wear the fashionable. You paying money to put somebody else's name on your behind. Oh, this is a Shawnye. Shawnye didn't buy it. Shawnye ain't going to get me to wear it. I want to be like the athletes. They get free gear. Why? Because they somebody. Well, I want them to know I'm somebody. You buy clothes because they look good on you, not because you look good with somebody else's clothes. That's the truth, but you missed that. Somebody said, oh, those must be by Paul Shaw. She said, no, I got these at the 5 and dime. I just go to work out. I said, gee, he looks good. I said, yeah, because he's working out. We spend less time working out because we're too busy trying to work out the insanity that we got ourselves in rather than taking care of self.
That's right.
When you forgot you forgot everybody. And then when you forgot everybody, you got nobody. Amen. Somebody told you a lie sometime and said, listen, don't worry about school, get you a man. I told my daughters to go to school to get an education.
That's right. Amen.
Don't let nobody tell you they love you. Daddy loved you. I took care of you when you didn't know what love was. I know they weren't there wiping you behind and cleaning them diapers on you, but I was, so you better listen up. Because when it hit the fan, the only man you're going to run for to get the protection is me. So listen to me now, or don't call me later.
That's right.
Now, I had 6 sisters, so you know I didn't play. They were robbing my brother on 125th Street, and they gave him back his money and sent him home in a cab. I don't say that's something to be proud of, but I was a bad motor scooter. I used to get 19 Coast cards from the baddest people in the world. Now I only get 17 because my father passed on and 2 of my other friends are gone. And I'm still that person. But now I write letters to everybody letting you know how bad you really are, because you ain't bad at all. You're saints. You're the children of the living God. You got power. You can change the world if you just come together and stop listening to nonsense about the weather. You know the weatherman tell you it's going to rain tomorrow, doesn't it?
No. Sometimes.
Oh, so y'all know about that. You know about them lies they tell. You let television run your life. You remember we used to have the soapbox operas? Now they got reality television. How many still watching reality television? Why am I going to watch TV to watch fools?
I call them morons myself.
I'm going to leave that alone. Here's what he say for that. Go to 10. Ephesians 3 and 10. That I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, being made comfortable unto his death. See, because we don't die anymore. There's no death for us. That's the comfort that he's referring to that's hidden in this most people can't catch. Because what's comfortable about death? But see, if you already know that you've already died in baptism, you ain't worried about the dying. Now you get back to doing what you should have been doing all the time. Learning how to live. Learning how to leave a legacy to your children. Knowing how to write letters for your children because you've been teaching them already how to understand math and science, that you could write a letter to Harvard that they could go for free. Because nobody told you can get a free education. Nobody told your children if they go and get what they need now and get good grades, they won't have to worry about scholarships. They'll give them to them. Nobody's watching to see what's coming down the pike, to see what tomorrow's going to be, to know what you should be studying, that you might have a position rather than looking for a job. The world went global. We got Tech Valley down the road, and how many of us got the opportunity to get in there, let alone sweep the floor in there? Okay, y'all knew it was coming. So let's go to 12, which is the key to all this, and I'm going to leave you alone. It says here, now as though I had already obtained, either were already, what? Perfect. Now in the Greek has 3 types of perfect. So let's break this down a little bit. Let's go this way. The word perfect, as the Bible uses it, of men, does not refer to sinless perfection. Because we know the only thing that's going to make us perfect is when his returns and makes us perfect. That's the Christ. But you can't be perfect until that transition, because you can have perfect attendance. You can go to your job every day and be there on time. You can do what you're supposed to do. These are perfect opportunities to do perfect things, but they have nothing to do with sin. Going on, the Old Testament refers to a change or described as a perfect, were obviously not about sin or sinlessness. Gives you the various verses, which is Genesis 6 and 9, or 9 and 6, 1 Kings 15, 14, 2 Kings 20 and 3. Then goes on the Chronicles and others, but that's a whole other subject. If you want to let, I can get it for you. Although the number of Hebrew and Greek words are translated perfect, the thought of using either completeness or using the term in such a way as folks perceive it is not always the same. In the Greek, kalasso or kalazoo, or as in much as the reading or process by which you obtain or accomplish